What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 5 different stocks today at the request of you, the viewers. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let's get it started. You know what? I gotta throw this away, I think. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see that, but my daughter, dude, she spilled bubbles all over my notepad. I got a new one. But dude, it's bad. She literally spilled them. It was full. I said this on a few of my videos tonight. It's time to throw it away. Got a trash can right there just for stuff like that, man. All right. I got it all, man. I got my water. I got my notepad. I got my desk. I got my plant that I need to water, bro. What the heck? Come on now. Stay with me, Olga. Her name's Olga because she's big and foreign. All right. Let's get started, guys. We got 5 stocks to talk about. MDT. SIRI, Sirius XM, ENPH, NKE, and SQ for Atom, Mischiefism, and Cow. Hit that like button, subscribe. Let's get going. All right, so MDT. Have I talked about this one before? The chart looks familiar. This looks like an inverse head and shoulders. It looks beautiful. Looks like a very beautiful inverse head and shoulders, actually. I'm curious to see real quick here. Dude, it's perfect. It is perfect. It's perfect. It's literally, it is an inverse head and shoulders. Absolutely it is. Yeah, bro, it is. Wow. It looks so good. You're getting to the end of it right now. You're about to break out, bro. You're about to break out. Your breakout zone is a little bit higher, though, to be completely fair, right? It's not here. I mean, with how clean this is, I would expect that it would be that clean to the upside. So really we're waiting for a move up above $92, but low volume here. When the volume comes in, that's probably when your breakout move is going to happen. It could be as early as next week, man. Next week, like genuinely, you could be breaking out next week. It's possible that you could pull back from here. You're at a previous area of resistance right here, right, relatively, and resistance back here, even kind of an area of support right there, right? So you could pull back from here and prolong this inevitable breakout that's going to happen, but it's coming, man. You're kind of in the middle of a breakout move from this little phase down as well. Like if this was a bull flag, I mean, that would imply a breakout right there, man. And it's generally speaking with these inverse head and shoulders patterns, you can rip, or you could consolidate right above the shoulders, something like that. You don't want to go below or below this neckline. It's not really a good thing if you do, but you could do something like that, right, and then move up higher. You might just rip. It's hard to say, but you're looking like you're on your way up. I like it. I like it a lot. I like your weekly RSI. It looks super strong. I like the price action. It looks great. Everything about this is perfect. Absolutely, this is an inverse head and shoulders. No doubt about it. No doubt about it at all. On a daily perspective, yeah, whatever. Who cares? I'm not worried about this thing at all, man. Very strong daily RSI. Strong 3-hour RSI. Again, little bearish divergence. It wouldn't be crazy if you found resistance in this area, you came down and then moved up, but inevitably you're moving up. Oh, I'll be right back. My daughter is awake. 1 second. All right, I'm back. If I did it right, I would have cut out that whole part. It was a long time, guys. She did not go down easy, so I had to put my daughter down. She woke up. I was being very loud, so if the tone of this video sounds different than it did prior to this point here, that's why. I'm gonna keep the tone down a little bit. I also just laid down with my daughter, putting her to bed for like the last 15 minutes. So, anyways, so I'm a bit relaxed too. Still jazzed on the chart though. All that to say, I think I was at the point where I was done with this. All right, gave you the predictions. One thing I didn't do, which I would like to do, is give you the measure move of this inverse head and shoulders, which you would take from the high to the low, okay? Put it right there at that neckline, right there. And maybe, I wonder, it wouldn't be there. It would have to be up there. So somewhere around there, that would give you a target of $122. And this being an inverse head and shoulders, right? Very clean pattern. When it breaks out, it will likely be fast, right? You thought you moved down fast here. You're probably going to move up faster to this area. Now this is the measure move, right? This zone right here is the measure move. You do not have to hit it. You can fall short of it. You do not have to stop there. You can exceed it, right? It's just an idea. But let's just, for funsies, take the relative high to the relative low and see if it lines up with anything. It doesn't. It's pretty close to your 886, but you got a lot of turbulence on the way up there. So it doesn't have to be, just because that's your measure move doesn't mean it has to go like this. It could, but more likely than not, you'd have like highs and lows along the way, right? Working your way up there. It could take time, but again, still faster than this on the way down, right? So anyways, I think I spent enough time on MDT. Just want to look at it real quick. Yeah, it looks really good. What's the dividends? I'm actually kind of curious. Not that much. That's okay. Yeah, not much at all. But it's something, right? Siri. Let's see. I want to make sure everything's good. Yes, you can hear me. Yes, I'm recording. Okay, good. Okay. Dividends on Sirius XM. A little bit better than the last one, but still not like crazy. But let's see. Low to high, relatively speaking. Holding that 618, 69 area. Nice. I like that. Yes, went up to your 236. I would have liked it if you closed above your 382, but it's not bad. It's not detrimental if you do. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's look at the weekly. Maybe this low to high. 1272, nice. 886, rejected. Back below the 100. Generally with this kind of look, I would expect that you'd go to that next level down to 231, maybe 194. I don't like the harsh rejection off the 886 here, right? It does look degressive instead of progressive. But that doesn't mean that it's like in the shitter by any means. Pardon my language, sorry. I know I've been letting that fly a little bit today. I know a lot of you don't care, but I know there's some of you who I don't know who you're watching it with. You might have kids, you might not appreciate it yourselves. So I just, try to be fitting for all audiences here. Let's see. I'm caught, man. I don't know. Let me throw this on there with this, because you could move back down to your 1272 around 260. You could move down there and hold that as support with the way it looks right now. With the way this fib looks from this low to high here, you're holding your 618 a couple times, giving it hell. It would make more sense to hold this area as support and then move up, right? Go down there potentially and then hold it as support, right? With that fib. But if I take away that fib, the way this looks, it would imply that you go lower, right? It would definitely would. So it's hard to say. I definitely do think you're going to go to that 260 area again, but let's just see what happens afterwards. Right? If you can hold this line, it'll look productive. It'll look like some kind of double bottom, maybe on like a weekly aspect, right? A higher low, whatever. And that would look good. That's definitely a powerful bottoming signal. And then really your goal from there would be to get above the 886, which has been giving you hell this whole time. So get above that. What is that? 67. Get above 367. That's your goal. And don't close below 260. You can go below 262, but don't close below 260. That's what you don't want to do. Because if you do, we'll see you down at 231 to 194. And then maybe that's the end of your move down. I want to look at this thing on a monthly. What a weird chart, man. What a weird chart. Bullish divergence on your monthly, though. Hey, you do have bullish divergence. It's already played out, to be completely fair, but it is there. High to low, 382. Yeah, there are multiple things that would suggest you go lower. There are multiple things that would suggest that. Let's see. But time will tell. You know, there is still that hope that 260. You're at 314 now. I would expect that you go down to 260. I'm not expecting that you hold it as support, nor am I expecting that you break it. Let's wait and see. Yeah. Time will tell. Time will tell. But yeah, looking at the daily RSI, I would think you go down. Looking at the weekly RSI, I would think you go down as well. So we're just going to leave it at that. Yeah, looking at the price action, probably back down to 260 at least. We'll see how you interact with that area and then go from there. Mischiefism, definitely request this one again when we've not when we're at 260, because I'll just say the same thing that I'm going to say now. When we've had a reaction, right? We need a reaction. So if you break below 260, if you go to 260 and then have some kind of nice move up from there, let's talk about it then. But until then, I don't know. I don't. You know, I'm convinced that it goes down from here, but not convinced that it sees new lows. We'll see. Time will tell. Anyways, there's that. Sirius XM, ENPH for cow, end phase energy. All right. A very bullish chart in itself. Very bearish monthly RSI. Not a big fan of that, but that's okay. It's looking neutral at the moment, as is the price action, of course. 236 held. It's hard to say. $31.12. Around $15. This could be the zone that you go down to. Let's keep that in mind, okay? But let's look at this stuff first and see if that's even what's going to happen. Very neutral weekly RSI, not helping us at all. You got to pick a direction, man. It's neutral on the fibs too. It's neutral everywhere. If you close, I wouldn't even say if you close below the 236 is it detrimental, because it hasn't been so far. So really, if you close below $97.14, likely, I think this thing's in trouble. It's in some big trouble. Let's see if it lines up with anything down there. 2272, yeah. 1272 lining up with these areas of resistance. 1618 not lining up with anything. So if you don't hold that, you're likely going to drop 50% from there, which is already about 50% from your current price. So stuff to keep in mind. You don't want to close below $97.14. You don't want to. Yeah, hard to say. Hard to say. Let's look at the daily. I think you're going to move down from here, but how far low do you go? You know, I don't know if you're going to go down to 97.14, but I do think you move down from here, from a low point to a high point here, maybe down to like 111, 105, somewhere in that area. You're at 115 now. I know that's a big range, 111 to 105, but at least 111. And then up from there, hopefully. If not, 105, and then up from there. But we'll see. Time will tell. As far as I can tell right now from what I'm gathering, you're just going to be boring. You're going to be moving sideways. But if that line breaks down here, bad. If you can get above 132, good, right? If you're breaking out of this consolidation to the downside, bad. If you're breaking it to the upside, good. Your only hope would be a double bottom. If not, you're going down to like $60, $62 somewhere down there. And if not, you're going to drop to like $30. So definitely don't break this line to the downside. But if you do, there are levels of hope, but still, you're at 115. I mean, your best hope would be a double bottom, which is still pretty far away from where you are now. So, you want to break above 132. You close above 132, and really you've already done that a couple times. So maybe we can adjust that even. You want to close above like 135, 137. When you do that, looking good. Okay, but you're in limbo until then. You're literally in the middle of this consolidation phase right now. So it's anybody's guess, but I think for the time being, yes, you're going to move down a little bit and then hopefully continue to move up to the top of this range. And let's just see if that can be the attempt that breaks you out, breaks you out of there. If not, down you go. Time will tell. Hard to say on this one, man. Hard to say. Yeah, because it's just so neutral, right? Your best bet in a case scenario like this is just look at it for what it is, buy down here with tights, or I guess maybe buy at like $100 or lower with tight stop losses, and then sell up here with tight stop limits for buying back in, right? Um, Right. I don't know about most exchanges, but I know there are some exchanges, if not most exchanges, that allow you to do stop limits where it's like a stop loss, right? Where like if you buy down here and you set your stop loss down here, so that you buy here, but if it goes here, you're automatically going to sell. You could have a sell order here with a stop limit here, where if it goes above that line, then you're automatically going to buy, right? So I think if you just play the range, you're pretty deep in the range now, but who knows how deep it could go. Um, Actually, yeah, I don't know. Time will tell. Time will tell, man. I got nothing else to say about this one. So that's ENPH NKE. I really hope I remember to phase out that long pause uh, where I put my daughter down. It felt like 15 minutes. I wonder if it was. Maybe it was only like 5 minutes, but high to low here or low to high here. 1272 up at your 100 area. You're at a make it or break it point right now to establish if this is the low or if you're going to go lower. You really want to get above this $86.73 zone. Getting above it's not enough. You want to close above it on a weekly basis or a multi-day basis. And then truthfully, you're not out of the doghouse until you get it above $98.32 at your golden ratio, the 618 here, which is above these relative highs here as well. So until then, you still run the risk of going lower, but it would look a lot better if you can get above this 886, right? It's most common in these scenarios to go to your 886 100 level, which you're in right now, and then go down. It's second most common to go to your 886 786 area and then go down. And then this is your last kind of area of hope is the 618 of 786 area to go down as well. But it does, the chances of you progressing lower get lesser and lesser as you break through these. And as you get above that 618, it's more unlikely. There's still like maybe a 20% chance or less that you could go down, but it's a lot less likely. It's a lot more likely that this would be the low. So too early to say. Your weekly RSI is in a position where I think you could continue going higher. If you turn around from here, that definitely wouldn't want to be good. You don't want to close any weeks below 82.22. You're at 83.41 now, so don't do that. You do want to close above 86.73 and ultimately 98.32. Let's look at the daily, see what that's looking at. All these dividends, man. You guys like your dividend stocks, don't you? That's good, though. That means you're savvy investors, right? I like the daily RSI. I like the weekly RSI. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think you are. I think you're going to move up higher. So just move up higher and stay higher and continue to move higher. From here, I would suppose that you would go to, my best guess would be 87.50 or thereabouts. Let's see how you do with that. You probably find resistance there. If you move up to 87.50 and you come back down to $80, that's okay, right? That's a very common maneuver working your way up to this 61869 zone. So finding resistance here, even if you go, don't get too excited. Hold your horses, Mr. Cow. If I think this is for you, right? Yeah. if you do go above 87.50, that doesn't mean you're just destined for greatness. It could mean that, right? You could have some kind of like BART here. It really could be. And in which case you might just move all the way up to like that $98, $100 area. But it's common enough to go above your 382 on the first attempt. So if you go a little bit above it, that's okay, around like $89, $90. But 87.50, you want to break above that, stay above that, and then that would progress you higher. But don't be scared if you go up here, come back down to about $80, and then move up. That's a very common maneuver as well. Yeah, so I think I've said enough there. request this again whenever you've done either of those things, or when you feel like it. But that's my. I doubt my outcomes would change too much until you've made a breaking point on either side. SQ, the block. This one, I think this is the one I thought, Adam, I thought MDT was the one that I was thinking of. I think the block is the one I was thinking of here. Because I don't know if I've talked about MDT before, but I do know I've talked about this. This does look like an inverse head and shoulders as well. Volume fits as well. Everything's good. So ideally, you wouldn't want to break below $55. You're at $63.84. Don't break below $55. You don't want to go below it. It's not just a breaking point. You don't want to go below it. I realize here you did, but with something like this, I doubt this whole thing is your shoulder. I doubt it. It could be, but I doubt it. I would more expect maybe like this part is your shoulder here, right? And then this is your shoulder here, something like that. Maybe even like over here is like part of your shoulder. It could be your shoulder, but that's a very big shoulder, right? Like for a very small, like it doesn't seem right to me. It can be unorthodox. It's possible. It might not even be an inverse head and shoulders. This could be a horizontal channel with a fake out to the downside. It's a pretty sustained fake out though, to be honest. That's like a month and a half, 2 months of downside. But I feel comfortable enough. It looks like an inverse head and shoulders. Maybe it's neither of those things, but nonetheless, it does look like it's bullishly postured to go back to the upside of this range, which is probably around like $90, $85, somewhere in that zone. You're at 63.84 now, so let's do that. Weekly RSI looks good enough in my opinion. Yes, you're below the 50, but you really don't like being below the 40 at all, which I like to see. You have no problem being overbought. You have a problem even being in the bearish area of control. So looking good, looking good. So let's just look at the daily here. Daily RSI is also looking good. Nice. I like to see that. Good. You are in a relative downtrend, and that's okay. Let's see what you're doing relatively speaking. High to low. Finding resistance at the 61869 zone. So common, so very normal, and that's fine. Hopefully you hold support at 63.52. If not, you're going down to 61.40. But I would expect either at this line or at this line you hold support, or somewhere in between, and then we can talk about you moving up to $69 to $71, and you break above 71, and it's on to about that $80 to $90 range, man. So that's kind of the forecast that I would give is like down and then up, and then probably down and then up. That's essentially that, yeah. And that's all I got for you guys. So if you liked the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.